You're listening to all your music on shuffle mode.
Life Church. Omo, ¿cómo estás? I- Yes, hello, hello, and welcome once again. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the second day of our 1 year anniversary celebration of the altar of answered prayers. I mean, it's 5 days of wonder. Today is day two. I don't know about you, but even looking back at the testimonies that we've seen in our church, two dead people being risen, leukemia cured. I don't want to delve into the healing testimonies now because when I think on the things God has done in high life in the altar of answer prayers, it really is mesmerizing. But for today being a day two, we have an amazing display of things for you. But we would first of all like to begin. I'd like to thank my man of God, Pastor Stephen, for this wonderful opportunity, the management of the church, and all our various church coordinators. We love and appreciate you so much. And my ever-loving church coordinator, Margaret Ma. I love you, Ma. Yes. So we're here today for the day two session of our 1 year anniversary celebration, like I said. So we have an amazing video brought specially to you by the media team of High Life Church, handcrafted, yes, by our finest. So stay tuned as we show you the video.
The altar of answered prayers is the manifestation of prophecy fulfilled through Pastor Stephen, a man uniquely graced with the gift of prophecy and divine insight. The inception. The altar of answered prayers is the manifestation of prophecy fulfilled through Pastor Stephen, a man uniquely graced with the gift of prophecy and divine insight. The inception of the altar of answered prayers. His life itself is a testament to answered prayers. A son born as a blessing in response to his mother's devotion and service to God, with a mandate to bring deliverance, salvation, and the authentic expression of heaven on earth. Pastor Stephen's calling transcends the convictional boundaries of ministry. He is a prophet and a man filled deeply with the wisdom of scriptures, with a global vision that goes beyond any single church or denomination. The journey began modestly with what was affectionately called the 9 to 10 prayers. An online prayer session started exclusively for Higher Life members, conducted daily from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m., initially via the WhatsApp application and then transitioning to the Zoom application. This prayer hour was designed as a spiritual anchor for the community, providing strength, growth, and resilience. Each weekday, these sessions were dedicated to general spiritual upliftment of members, while Saturday was reserved for family prayers, focusing on interceding for families and loved ones. These sessions quickly grew and became known for their powerful, spirit-filled declarations. Pastor Stephen, in his prophetic flow, consistently delivered carriers' words, timely, divine messages that impacted those who were connected. Inspired by this impactful ministry, the desire to extend its reach grew. It was soon clear that this call was not limited to a group of people, but was meant to touch lives across the world, regardless of denomination or social standing. In response to this growing vision, Pastor Stephen spearheaded the creation of an online group dedicated solely to prayer on October 1st, 2023. This group, which later evolved into the Altar of Answered Prayers, became a gathering place for people from all walks of life. It provided them with access to the 90-10 prayer Zoom links and testimonies, thereby broadening the ministry's reach and impact. With careful planning and divine inspiration, Pastor Stephen established a team of coordinators responsible for publicizing, organizing, and facilitating these powerful sessions. Their support and dedication helped to lay a foundation for what Aoap would become. Initially, there was much discussion around naming this ministry. Many were drawn to the name Carriers Are, inspired by the spontaneous prophetic words and one-on-one prophecies that marked these prayer sessions. However, following Pastor Stephen's vision and guidance, the name Altar of Answered Prayers emerged not only as a fitting title, but as a testament to the life-changing experiences and testimonies that had begun to flow. What started as a theme for a week of prayers soon became the permanent identity of this ministry. Resonating with the lived experiences of countless individuals who have encountered the tangible power of God at the altar, the name Altar of Answered Prayers was officially adopted on the 29th of October 2024.
You see a growth inside your nose. It looks like a boil, a growth inside of your nose. Inside of your nose. By the time you sleep and wake up, it will no more be there. It is totally gone. It is totally gone.
Today, the Altar of Answered Prayers stand as a beacon of hope, welcoming all who seek spiritual growth, healing, and divine intervention. It is a place where testimonies abound, of lives transformed, illnesses healed, careers advanced, and families restored. Those who join this altar bring their needs, expectations, and faith, trusting that the declarations made here hold the power to manifest heaven's will on earth. It currently runs on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturdays at 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. on YouTube.
Yes. I think I'm used to like yes. Welcome, welcome, welcome once again, ladies and gentlemen. It's another session. Yes. So today and tonight we are going to delve into the inception. I hope the video gave you a certain idea about where we started from. But we have these amazing panelists with us to even share with you more and more. This is like first-hand accounts. You get his eyewitness accounts of how the 9 to 10 p.m. prayers grew all the way from 9 to 10 to being named the altar of answered prayers. So I have here with me Sir Joel, about to take us into some archives. Yes, the both of us, we know a lot about the history, so we'll bring you guys up to speed. And we have here also with us Abhishek Kumar. He gets this, yes. And I have an amazing panel with me, yes. So Sir Joel, let's go straight into it. 9 to 10 p.m. prayers, and like how it started. How was it? Like, it's because since you came to a church, how was it? How did you see it happen? Talk to us.
Thank you so much, sir, for the opportunity.
Yes, sir.
I would like to thank my man of God, Pastor Stephen, for the opportunity to be on set. I also like to thank management and my church coordinator, Sawyama. Thank you so much, man, for the opportunity.
Love you, man.
So, I mean, the inception of the altar of answered prayers.
Yes.
I mean, at the time, it was 9 to 10 p.m.
Yes.
prayers. It was 9 to 10. So, it didn't have the name altar of answered prayers. It was just 9 to 10. So, whenever it was time to pray, you just get to know, like, you get the information that it's time for 9 to 10.
Yeah.
And then on WhatsApp. It started on WhatsApp.
Yes.
Yes, so on the WhatsApp page where everyone was connected, like the members of Higher Life. So Higher Life Fellowship back then. Yes, so on our WhatsApp page, and then when it's time, you just post praying now, and then the prayer topics will be sent to the page, and
Yes.
then everyone will be praying. So when it's time, praying now will be posted by the participants, everyone on
Yes.
on the
Yes.
page, and then the prayer topic will be given, and we'll be praying alongside. And so for me, even as at that time, like, you could see the consistency, because I believe Pastor even taught us one time that one thing spirits do check is the consistency of things we do, how consistent you are with what you are doing. And for me, there was never a day that 9 to 10 didn't come on. Like, it was every day. It was every day. And then 9 to 10, it's time, and then we'll be praying. And you'll be praying, and you'll be praying. At that time, it was just everybody on the fellowship page. And then it grew, and it grew. And I remember lockdown came.
Yeah.
And so during the lockdown time was when Zoom came, the app Zoom.
Even before you get there, I want to share a little something. I remember when I came to a church, the pastor told us that, it's important that we pray as Christians, you get it. And at that time when I came, it was not very common to hear that somebody had prayed like 1 hour, 2 hours. Like, if you hear that someone has prayed 4 hours, you've done everything. Because I think it was around that time that, around the early stages, we had people that came to hear that Sir Jeffrey had prayed 6 hours. And that one was like, Charlie, you are spot there. You get it. So the 9 to 10, it was like a vital prayer time for the whole church. You get it, because it was like essential prayer. Because if you left alone, people will pray 5 minutes or not at all. So then I remember it was there. Then you, like Sir Joe was saying, you send pray now. This person send pray now. Then you had people that were saying pray now like 11 p.m.
Yeah.
Somebody still praying now 1 a.m.
The amazing thing was that even though, like, wow, Pastor has really blessed us all.
Yes.
Because people will pray
Yes.
the 9 to 10. But because, like, no one wanted to be left out. So,
Yes.
like, we all went back to still go and pray the prayer. Like, we
Yes.
ensured that, like, everyone prayed.
Yes. Yeah.
And so it was really helping the spiritual growth of
Yes,
everyone.
yes.
You could
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, Pastor gave us that caveat that if, let's say, you are not able to pray between the 9 to 10, you can pray any 1 hour again. That was when all sorts of things were coming out. Somebody you saying pray now, the next 5 minutes, glory. Where was you like? You just sense praying now. You understand? Like that was where all sorts of things were coming out. But it made everything was so beautiful because you had so many people praying that you never. Because I mean, when I see your names praying, I remember when I came to the church first, I was see this person praying. I was like, hey, I never knew you like prayer. Oh, you see, oh, it was really amazing, and the fact that we didn't have that common ground like on WhatsApp, like I'm sorry, on Zoom that to all gather and pray. It was like so you are praying here, we are all praying here, but still everybody was doing it. Then the prayer topics will come. You get it. The pastor will just say, those of you who pray and sleep, be serious in prayer. Like those little things. Yes. And so Joe, you mentioned how 2020, yes, the Zoom part, yes.
So I remember, as I said, it was first on WhatsApp.
Yes.
And then COVID. So COVID made everything move from WhatsApp to Zoom. Yep. And I remember even before we went to, like we started using Zoom, during the COVID time, we had this long hours of prayers we were doing.
Yes.
And that was where we started building that capacity to pray long hours. So I remember the first time was a 6-hour prayer.
Yes.
And I mean, I'd never done 2 hours or 3 hours, but
yes,
I was able to. And then, like, not just me. I mean, we were able to pray that prayer.
Yes.
And it moved on. And then it gave, that was when Pastor was like, okay, since we've started prayers on Zoom, then it means it can continue with the
yes.
altar 9 to 10 p.m. prayers
yes.
on.
That time we didn't used to call it altar of answered prayers. It got the name just last year around this time. That time we all used to call it 9 to 10. Until dates, some people still call it 9 to 10 because it's like the Ghana's CD that was changed. The currency was changed in 2007. Or yeah, 2024, some people still use old currency in their mind. So we're just like that. So Sergio, please continue.
Yep. So, and then on Zoom, it was on and on 2021. I mean, Zoom was where we
I said, do you know, I just remembered that when we started on Zoom, we used to have attendance like 30, 40, 50. We used to like, it was very serious. So, like we were barely even seeing 50. Like I remember there was one time we saw 50 and it was like, like things are charging because that time we were like just to see 50. Oh,
it's true.
We were
Very
just
true.
30. You get to know, say sell that
It
time.
was very true,
it was like, oh, call this person to remind this person to join. You get it. So I remember that time was 30, 40. If you see 50, then it's like that day there was going to be a prophetic session inside or something.
Very true. Sir.
God has been great. God has been faithful.
Very
God has
faithful.
been faithful.
Very faithful. And I mean, now we got a common ground Zoom, and
Yes.
it was moving on and
Yes.
on, and
Oh, I even forgot to add. You see, when we had a Zoom initially, because we didn't pay for the Zoom account, we only had to do it for 45 minutes. Oh, so when you're in the prayer, after 45 minutes, it will cut. So now you have to
Kindly
rejoin.
reconnect.
Hey, Abhishek Mice, like you have some experience from that one, because would you like to say something about that one?
Yes, please. So by the time you reconnect back,
Yes.
most people had left.
Exactly.
And just a few people are connected.
Yes.
on the call. Yeah.
He used to make the prayer some way because you're in a prayer, you hit the pastor would be like, the Zoom session is about, so kindly reconnect. The reconnection alone, it was so annoying. At that time, at 45 minutes, it used to worry us. Oh, they announced to resend the link to some people. Oh, join. We've not ended yet. Oh, goodness. Wow. We really come a long way. Oh. In the next session, I'll have some people share with you about the journey and trials other answer prayers has faced because of light, location. Oh, a lot has gone on. Yeah, we'll have someone from the technical team even share with us. Technical team has been a solid backbone in these things. Apart from those who have prayed into the other answer prayers, the technical team have done so well. Because they're traveling. I don't want to enter the next session, but they've done well. We'll get to that part in the next session. Yes, Sergio, please continue.
yes, so Femi. And then we started seeing increase in the attendance, and then because of the increase, we had
Yes.
to now pay to extend.
Yes.
So at that, because we paid, now the time extended to 1 hour.
Yes.
So there was no kindly
Yeah,
reconnect
yes.
anymore, and then the numbers started growing.
Yes.
And then I remember there was one time we hit 70. 70, wow. And like 70.
I mean, the first time we hit 100 cry, I was
And then
like,
when it got to 100,
hey.
And
I
the
remember-
amazing thing was
yeah.
that anytime we hit a mark, we never went below. We never went below anytime we hit a mark. Like it was, I mean,
Yeah.
the scriptures were being fulfilled in our lives, moving from glory to glory.
Yeah.
It was always like that. Like right after we hit a mark, that becomes our normal.
Yes.
And then we strive,
Yes.
and then it becomes the normal. And
Yes.
then we move on and we
Yes.
move on. And now we are here.
Yes.
And I mean, I remember Pastor was like, there was one time he wanted us to hit 500.
I think no, Sergio, wait, let's relax. You've jammed a lot of things. You let Abhishek Mark come in a little bit because we don't want to fast track it because there's a lot to even talk about between even the 50s and even the 100. Because I remember even when we even crossed and we did 101. Hey, like that day we can't sleep. 101 pill. It's like more than party. Abhishek Mark.
Sorry,
Yes.
not to cut it short.
Yeah.
I believe
Those
I
on
believe-
sites, they have a lot of things to say.
I believe the excitement and the joy we exuded anytime we hit a target was like something God really loved because you could see that that was pure joy, not because we wanted people to join, but it was because we were seeing the impact in the lives of the people.
Yes.
And so like getting 101 people, wow. And then God was like, wow, these people really appreciate what I'm doing with them.
Yes.
And so like there's going to be another increase. And then we saw it.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Abhishek Mark, talk to us.
Thank you, sir, for the opportunity. I'd like to thank Pastor Sir for this wonderful opportunity, the management of the church, and my church coordinator, Ifeama, for this opportunity as well. So, the journey has been amazing.
Yes.
I'll start off by saying that I remember when I came to church in 2021, Pastor gave a prophecy that in 2 years' time, he sees us having an online meeting where a lot of people were connected, like a session on YouTube.
Wow.
Yes. So
Pastor gave that way.
Pastor gave that. I remember that word "pa" because when I was standing there in my mind, because those times in quotes there were other churches that were streaming their services online, and we didn't even have a solid.
Yes, we didn't even have a YouTube at that time. Yes.
And YouTube looked like if you are going to have a YouTube stream, it means you need to have quality things, like the things that you need to stream. And like if you see other churches, maybe they are when they are streaming online, they set up alone. And looking at us at say conference room, like when you check the background, it's not even fit for streaming online. It's not fit for streaming online. Who knew that in 2 years' time, the word of the man of God was never going to fall to the ground? So fast forward, I'll talk about how we grew from the Zoom session. So it was, continuing from where Sergio left off, it was every day 9 to 10, 9 to 10. But then I remember there was a time 9 to 10 suddenly changed.
Yes.
Like, you see the way pastor comes and then maybe he's praying. All of a sudden, it's like a new fire became on the altar.
Yes.
Like, pastor, if you know pastor doesn't, like, that energy that you see him exuding on night, that's not how he is in a natural, in his natural state. But there was a time pastor will come and sit here, and then you are wondering where the energy is coming from, because it was serious. So, like, I don't know, I'm sure many of us who were there, I wasn't there when the night, but many of us, we saw the switch. It was very serious. Like, pastor was literally breathing fire on the altar. Like, you can sense the power of God so strong. And I believe all those things, it came from consistency in the previous years. Like Sergio was saying, when they started the 9 to 10 in 2019, pastor has taught us that consistency creates an altar. So through consistent prayers, we're able to raise an altar. And then we're able to raise an altar, and then fast forward. Look at what the altar is doing right now. It's amazing. The first time we hit 100. Hey, come and see the apartment, those on site. Like, it was serious. I remember pastor saying that we have to open the link.
Yes.
And I think Sir Jeremiah paid for the link for the to be opened.
Yes.
And you may think that, maybe it will end there. We moved on. Like, daily, people were joining. The first time we hit 500, I remember we had a senior Sundays page. Margaret will be testing. We had maybe we had 408. Please, let's keep calling them. We had 408, and it's like we're all checking till we hit it. Celebrations.
Yes, please.
And amazingly, when we hit the 500, there were people who were still at the waiting room.
Yes.
So, Pastor,
But wait. People are jumping to 500 too fast. Like
even with the 100.
yes, even with the 100, even with the time that we started the Zoom prayer, like Sir Joe was saying, we used to use a phone.
Yes.
We used to use a phone so when you connected, then you see pastors connected. That one, there was no video session involved though. It was just pastor speaking, and you are now imagining his face. It was just pure audio. It was pure audio for a very long time till Sir Sandy brought his camera. You get it? Then we began to use the camera that was even supposed to be used for pictures, for videos. That's when we began to have video sessions. Because before they were just phone, mobile phone. When somebody brings their phone, then we start the session. I'm sure man, please continue.
Yes. So even when the video came, if you go back to those videos, it was not really excellent. You can see that I really thank God that we use Zoom sessions, because if it was on YouTube by now, somebody has gone to take. Yes. But those video sessions were not even quality.
Yes.
Till we grew. Like every day we saw increase. I mean, you can see that the Spirit of God was with us.
Yes.
Because Pastor has taught us countless times that if God is with a man, one of the things that you can see is growth. So the altar didn't stay still. It grew. It grew from 30 to 50 to 70 to 100.
Yes.
And then we increased.
Like you were saying, when we crossed the 100, before we knew it, in the shortest time, then we did 150. Then now the 100 looked like something so small in our eyes. Then we crossed into 200. Yeah, I remember those ones like that. Those incrementals like that, like from the 100 to 150 to the 200 to the 250. It was...
And Tefemi, I mean, the commitment of the participants was amazing, because before it's even 9 p.m., let's say at 8:50 p.m., 8:55, you'd go and check, and then at that time we were about entering 200. 86 people were already connected. Like, there were a lot of people connected, waiting for the prayer. Like, Tefemi,
it was serious, because I remember it was not too long ago when we had our first 300. I remember very well taking that screenshot and putting it on my WhatsApp status that 300 people connected online praying. Don't you know there's really power of God here? And I had someone joining the next day, and the person was from another church, and say, "Hey, the fire there!" Ha!
And Tefemi, I remember at that time, the prophetics, it was so detailed.
Yes, that one like the prayer, we've seen so many things. You see, there was a time where we were just praying and pastor was giving declarations, and then all of a sudden there was an outburst of word of knowledge. Before you know, this healing, that healing.
Like, it was so sudden. That's what I was trying to say. Because the change was so sudden. Because those times where we used to do praying now, we used to be praying for nations. Then you pray salvation of souls. Then you pray healing for family members. Like, it was general prayer topics. Then we came, those times we were using Zoom, like when we started with Zoom, we were praying about things. But then it switched. Like when we go to 200 upwards, you can see pastor giving prophecies.
Yes.
And it showed, like, the ones that shocked me, the pastor was giving word of knowledge about healing. Like, it was serious, because I know it's like you joined the altar yesterday, this was not happening. Then the next day you joined, they were like, hey,
overnight.
what is happening? That overnight change.
Yes.
That overnight change. And you can really see that the Spirit of God is literally awake. This is purely a move of God. It's purely a move of God, because everything that is happening today was prophesied to. Even with the name, Altar of Answered Prayers. I remember Pastor gave a prophecy that his covenant with God is answered prayers.
It's true.
His covenant with God is answered prayers. And during those times, we were looking for a name. I didn't even know the name.
Even those times we were looking for a name. Pastor gave an open challenge that everybody should come up with a name for them. Hey, the names that people sent. Shakaina. Hey, if you give more chance, you hear things. The names that we are hearing, it was like, where from this one too?
Was bringing names. They were not from the Spirit.
They were not from the Spirit. Pastor Bounds on that the name is Altar of Answered Prayers. And it's been Altar of Answered Prayers.
Honestly.
Answered prayers. Answered every request.
Every prayer was answered.
Like, answered. answered.
Every prayer was
It's
answered.
a covenant with the man of God. He said it, that God told him that his covenant with him is answered prayers. Who would have thought that we'll have an online praying platform named Altar of Answered Prayers? Like, this is so, it's serious. It's serious. And even a prophecy about us being on YouTube with millions of people watching it. See, it didn't look like it when the prophecy came.
Because
But now,
you know when you mention that prophecy again, I remembered how it was just 2023 that we had the first online miracle service, and we were striving to have, like, you see, and what we had then as a live views, we are not too far from what we have currently as our live
As
views
our-
right now.
Yes.
What we now call this person, invite this
Invite
person.
this
Right now,
person.
we are now, we can now have live views 400, 500, and I remember
Like-
then it peaked around 500. God,
and everybody was so excited.
Yes.
And I really think that because we're always grateful to God, like for every level
yes,
you brought
yes,
us.
yes, yes, yes,
Thanksgiving
yes,
is a
yes,
season,
yes,
because at
yes.
every level
Yes.
we celebrated.
Yes.
At every
Celebrated.
level we praise God.
Yes.
When we hit 500, we did praise session at our party.
I remember.
Like, when we were 100, we praise God
Yes.
every time,
Yes.
and then we continually saw the increase. And we moved from Zoom then to YouTube.
Yes.
YouTube, yeah.
You know the switch from the Zoom to YouTube. I'll have more of the technical people come and share that. Like, I'm sure I was not the only one who was like a bit skeptical about it, because we are so used to the Zoom. Like, when you get used to something, sometimes you don't want to change. And it's like, I remember
I joined Zoom. You see, the first, I think they created too late.
Yeah, it was
yes,
too late.
because I think they realized that the sudden switch, it might be too much for everybody. But right now, we all use the YouTube.
I joined Zoom.
Yeah, I was-
Then they were like, I saw somebody's YouTube. I was like, hey, the YouTube is very clear. Let me go to YouTube. So I switched to YouTube, and YouTube is amazing. I like
Yes,
YouTube.
yes.
Please,
At first, we were all like, Zoom. Oh, we don't want to go. Then,
let's stick with
yes,
YouTube.
but
please.
YouTube has been a blessing because,
God.
oh my God, share the link.
Share the link. You can play it like when
Yes, you
the
can play
next
back,
day.
yes, yes.
And even you see, most people are open to the YouTube. It's like everybody has YouTube.
Yes.
Zoom, when you're trying to invite people, people say, "Oh, I don't have the app." And when I
Exactly.
tried logging in the app, it did this, it did that. Like, but YouTube, just share the link. Everybody has YouTube. They can connect. So I like YouTube.
Well,
Let's
so
take
Joe,
it.
what would you like to say your last words concerning the inception?
What was coming to mind was at a point where Pastor gave the cells a challenge to be inviting people. And I mean, Sefemi, I remember your cell. could
Oh yeah,
bring
me too. I remember we were
about-
discussing the last time.
like everyone was so excited
Yes.
just to get people connected. And a cell could strive to bring about 50 people.
Yeah.
Sefemi, I remember your cell
Yes.
could bring
Yes.
132
Yes.
connected people. And
You know, in this conversation, I think one time when we crossed like 300, and I sent
Then that's over.
and I sent the attendance over 100.
Hey, you only get that right.
Everybody was like, so baby, are you saying yourself was 1/10 of the whole attendance?
Greater like they did one day.
Hey! Oh goodness.
Amazing. Sir.
God has been amazing.
God has really been amazing.
Because even with those connections, there were several like groups that were created even to share the links. Several people, like, you realize that the spirit of the Lord was just
Everybody
moving
was
among the people.
involved.
Like,
Everybody
Everyone was involved.
Yes.
It's true.
Like you see people striving to see the views
Yes.
go up. Maybe it's 100.
Yes.
No, this can be.
you
then
know, people were
calling
taking
people.
screenshots of it live. Like when we are all praying, and then when post,
Yes.
we are 498. Connect,
true.
connect.
Then
Yeah.
500
Yes.
screenshots.
Everybody had the screenshots. So when we
I
crossed
think it was
500,
504.
the first time we couldn't hit, we couldn't cross 500. So
Yes.
when we hit the 500, it's like a Zoom log.
And then
And I remember the
leaders
day
had to
they
log
waiting.
out.
Yes, the person who had the, oh yes,
The leaders had to log
It's-
out.
no, when you made a mistake and your device went off, you
can't
couldn't
connect
connect.
back.
Yes. I think that also happened to us when we crossed 100.
Yes.
So they had to create a second Zoom.
Second Zoom link for people to
Hey,
connect.
God, you had to create a second
Second
Zoom
Zoom.
for other people to join. And I remember other cases where when it happened like that, you couldn't have a way like you have to call members on their phone for them because you are close to the speaker.
Connect,
Oh
yes.
God.
They will join.
Yes.
Their call.
Oh God. God has been great. We've come a long way. Oh.
God has been good.
That's what you are talking here.
I mean, Sir Femi, the involvement for me, like, and it's still the same till now, even greater.
Yes.
Even greater. And I just want to say I just want to thank God because I mean He has been so faithful. He has been so faithful, honestly. Getting a church where you get members participate like this in the things we do, like the youth connect, like being connected and like fully involved, committed in this, like ensuring that people are joining. And the amazing thing is that I remember there was one time a group was not able to hit the targets they wanted to bring, and they were pained. Sefemi, like they were pained that they were unable to reach people for God to like meet them at their point of need. And this is just the move of God. This is just the work of God at work in everyone, in the members. Yes. And I mean, I just want to thank God for all that has happened. I just want to thank God for all that have happened.
Wow. Abhishek, man, please. So we'd like to hear your last words concerning the inception till now. Yes.
Thank you, sir. So I'd like to say that even from this little story that we've shared with you, you will see that this author of answered prayers is not a man-created something.
Yes.
It is created by the Spirit of God. God is in charge of it. And one of the, like one thing that you can do for yourself is to partner with the author of answered prayers. Pastor always says it. Like, you can be a son of the ministry, but you can also be a normal member where you just feed from maybe every day you are connecting online.
Yes.
Those times when we reach 100, maybe you were not there, but we still were able to cross to reach 500. We're still able to cross to reach other milestone. Now God has brought you. You should make up your mind that you don't just want to be a member every time you are just connected. You can make up your mind that you also be a major part of what you are doing in church. People will also come to know about the altar. I mean, some of you are in SHS groups, you are in class groups, like you have access to people that you can get them to connect to the altar. So this is your time to partner with the altar. You may not necessarily have money, or you may not necessarily be able to pray into the ministrations, but then you can partner by inviting other people to connect. It is very amazing when people connect and then they experience the healing power of God. Like through you, somebody was healed. Through you, somebody's family was restored. Yeah. I mean, you are like literally God's outstretched arm to the person. So let's not take this opportunity to invite people.
So there's more we can do. Like the same way we are sharing these stories about we moving from 100 to 500. Now you can check. We had 1,000 views before, but right now we want to get 1,000 people connected live. And like Abhishek is saying, some people are in SHS groups, they're in various groups. Like Abhishek, do you know, I just realized that even our NSS group, we're sending the link there.
Yes, like everywhere.
Everywhere.
Unless there's not a Higher Life member there. As long as there's a Higher Life member there, you should be able to permit that space.
Hi.
You know, literally, when the level 100...
What's our business account? The information there, it used to be... It used to be the 9 to 10. You see there. You see the link is there.
Level 100 came to school. So we're about to have a miracle service. I said, miracle service, they must get level 100 connected. And if you know pharmacy school, they have this whole issue with High Life and all. So I contacted I looked for their class rep, their number. I tested the person that I have an important announcement to communicate. I'm a master's student. I have a serious announcement to communicate. So you should add me to their class group. And then they added me.
Yes.
And they added me now. I just greeted them. And I told them my agenda that miracle service is happening.
Yes.
So they should connect. I sent the link there.
Yes.
And time and time again, I send the 9 to 10 p.m. prayer.
Yeah.
What am I doing on level 100 for my CPH?
Yes.
Like, I have no business with them.
Yes.
But then because they have to come to Christ, because somebody may just look in the group and decide to connect, maybe through me, God can reach out to the person. So don't shy away from reaching out to others. Like, whichever group you are in, even if somebody may say that, oh, this group, I've never spoken there before. Me, level 100 pharmacist group, I had never spoken there before. But then I didn't care. I had to share the link with them. So which group you find yourself? Share the link. Share the link. Share the link. Don't restrict yourself.
I remember with our NSS page, I shared the link. I went to check. Sybil has shared the link. Then you go and check later. So now Kwame has shared the link to some group B that you forgotten you're inside. Like, I promise you, the sharing the link was everywhere. You could be there, and the people you're in church with, they forgotten you are in church with them. They've shared the link to you like 3 times.
That's it.
Everywhere
the
you
fire of
pass.
God has come upon us. We have
Everywhere
to
you
spread it. We are
spread
spreading
it.
it everywhere.
And I like what you said about people stepping out, because even with the time that we started and began to see a sudden rise. I remember, I had a member like Abigail. She used to tell me how, say, she'll go to an area and she was inviting people. She and David, they'll go on the streets and they're inviting people.
People are serious.
People
are serious. If you think that nobody is actually
Yes.
putting effort to do things for God, you are lying. Like you are deceiving yourself. Maybe sometimes you should speak to other people. You see that the way people are going all out for God,
Yes.
it is serious.
Yes.
Sena commissioned a testimonial about how one member in Kenya is like the Kumasi branch.
Yes, yes,
see, they
yes.
can't really come to church.
Yes, yes,
but then
yes.
the person was going outside to
Yes,
invite people for the
yes.
altar.
That's
the
the
person,
thing. That's the
that's
thing.
it.
When the fire catch somebody, like
it was
everywhere,
spread like fire.
And
everywhere.
I mean, in doing this, you may not know whose life you are saving.
Exactly.
Yes,
You may not know whose life you are saving.
that is serious. Like that statement, you may never know who you are saving by just sharing the link with them, by just speaking to them 2 minutes of your time, taking 2 minutes of your time to speak to them. At least reach out to them, and then they refuse to join, knowing that you've done your part. Me personally, my family people, they are not really like altar, like if you don't join prayer session and things. But then when Pastor said we should invite people this week for the anniversary,
Yes.
I called them. Like when I called them, I was like, this week the people have to join. Even my brother that I know that he will not join, I told him I'll share the link. So yesterday I shared. People were giving me thumbs up. They've joined. I said, yes, it's good, join. At least do something. I don't know. Maybe you think that, oh, some people, they are not open to you. Pray about it and then reach out to them again. You may be the only one through which God can reach out to them. Some of these people,
very true.
like without you reaching out to them, that is it. The devil will torment and frustrate them. Like they don't know anything about how to come out of what they are going through. Like they have no spiritual intelligence to come out of it. It is this platform that through the mercy of God they can come out. So don't restrict yourself. Don't limit yourself to just being yourself and then maybe put yourself. Like reach out. Thank you so much.
Wow. We'd like to thank Pastor for this wonderful opportunity. I have another set coming. Thank you so much, Pastor. Wow, wow, wow. We're here once again. Yes, so we're here once again with another amazing set with us. Yes, so I have here, this set is so interesting because we have some very important. Yeah, like the set is so interesting. It's very nostalgic. It's very, it's giving a lot of things. I have here with me my very own senior cell leader, cemetery director, my very own, yes, Sir Jeffrey. Yes, I also have here with us Sir Fred, all the way from the the media team. I don't think I've been on a talk show with him yet. Yes, so he's coming. He will give us an account of the challenges that the author answer prayers has faced. Sir Jeffrey too will give us his perspective of how the author prayers has migrated to where it is now, from coming from how we were online on WhatsApp till the phone, till using the picture camera and so on and so forth. So I'd just like to start with Sir Jeffrey. Sir Jeffrey,
Yes,
what would you like to add? We've said a number of things, but I know we've not said all.
Thank you so
Yes,
much
sir.
for the question. I'd like to thank my man of God, Pastor Stephen, for this great privilege and the management of Higher Life Church as well. I want to thank my church coordinator, Margaret Ma. All right, so the author of answered prayers. Actually, the theme of the motto is restoring hope to a generation through the power of prayer. Restoring hope to a generation through the power of prayer. I was thinking about it. I mean, it's our 1 year anniversary, so you should think about it. And the earlier sessions was bringing my mind to a lot of things and how it has progressed. And one thing I know is that since, like, I think 2020 or before, that particular time from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m., it's like always there's prayer going on. Pastor has been leading us to pray. And another thing that it's so amazing to me is I quite remember last year, like when we became a church and we began right in this studio, that was where we began the altar of answered prayers. And initially, because everything a man of God does is just so visionary. It's just, you can see his heartbeat for God and the people in what he does. Because, for example, when we started, there was a limited number, but then there was a lot of time. So one thing that I saw that Pastor was doing was that he was getting time to go one-on-one prophetics with people. And you can see his heart desires that there are so many people in the world who are bound by certain conditions, bound by afflictions of the devil, bound by so many evil things. But then God has given a man of God that authority, that power, that when he declares a thing, it comes to pass without stop. So that's why he says, hear me as I hear the Lord. He, like, let it be. Once he says that, he has that dimension of God that brings something to pass. So in those days, it's like he calls someone out and then he tells the person the details, all right? But then when we're growing, you realize that the grace also increased. So as of now, if there are, let's say, 100, 200 people on a call, he can't have time. If he's going to pick you out, that's going to take like so much of the time. So then it's like, now it's just so as you are speaking in tongues, he sees that he doesn't need to call you out to tell you that this is the issue. He sees the issue, he mentions it, but it is done. He sees the issue, but he mentions it. And the amazing thing is, every time there are people who come with confirmations, every single time. I quite remember this thing. The first time Pastor mentioned the case, glaucoma, there was this lady, that was her first time joining. So you wonder, like, that's what makes this thing so awesome. It's like, when the people join, it's like the particular things they need, that's what they get. Because he had never mentioned that case. And the moment or the first time someone joins, that's when he mentions it, and instantly the person receives their healing. So there were like two phases I quite remember: sending in your confirmations, and most definitely after sending your confirmations, you send in your testimonies. There were times where Pastor, even whilst praying, will be able to see that there's a particular sore on someone's body. And he mentions that particular place. And after the call, someone comes to confirm this same exact thing. And the beautiful thing is, I quite remember one of the first testimonies that blew my mind. It was this particular one that there was someone, I think when we started last year, they were on a particular long vacation, right? So a lot of people were home, and that moved a lot of our meetings to online. And we've already talked about how there were some challenges with the stuff. Yes. But I quite remember there was someone who needed school fees. She needed a particular amount, and pastor was sitting on the brown altar, and he was speaking to her. He was like, "There's someone on the call. You need this party, like, was it 2,400 or 2,600? And I declared the name of, like, he declared that the person is receiving it. Now, the person had been looking for the school fees for months, hadn't gotten it. When pastor declared, the next day, the money was ready. Just the next day. And it happened that because he declared, I think then the next day was the deadline.
Yes.
Because of that, the deadline was moved to a later date, and the person received. I mean, it was just so mind-blowing. If you go back, you look at now, and you can see the heartbeat of our man of God, or the heartbeat of God in these particular prayers, because it's just about, okay, people are going through addictions. Yes, there's that new creation, but a lot of people are going through things that is not just your comforting words that will change them. They actually need to encounter power, and that power is made massively available. Myself, I'm a major product of the Altar of Answered Prayers, because what the prayer platform has done for me, it has done so much. And I mean, this is just a bill on the altar. So right on, sometimes, okay, you because of time, I think I'll end here.
Don't you just laugh, Sir Jeffrey? Wow. Means like I was listening to. It's like I've not been here before. I was just like fresh pictures coming back to my spirit. Wow. Thank you so much, Sir. Sir Fred, good to see you.
Good to see you too, sir.
Sir Fred, we'd like for you to talk to us about some of the challenges the Altar of Answered Prayers has faced, because we've seen sometimes where we're supposed to start at 9, but as at 9:15, there's still music playing in the background while there's no prayer. Talk to us. I know you've been here firsthand to see some of the challenges, the running up and down when the lights go out. Share with us some of your experiences so far.
Thank you so much, sir, for the questions. I'd like to thank Pastor for this opportunity and the management. So about the challenges that the media and technical team has faced through the whole journey. So it's amazing how we've gotten here. Like, it's just so amazing, because in the previous session, I think Sir Joe was talking about we using a phone to start the streaming and everything. And I mean, using a phone to stream the prayers, and we are using a pin mic. So we have to pin the thing to pastor's shirt, and pastor will be praying. And now, before you know, the battery is off. The phone is off, and now it's either we replace it or we find an extension and charge it whilst we are using it. The camera quality was bad, but because the man of God is so focused and determined to do what God has called him to do, he didn't let all these things hold him back, and he went at it. There were so many challenges. We could talk about the sound. Sometimes, you see, when you are working with pin mics, they need to be charged. So you can charge. I promise, this thing is so spiritual. You can charge the pin mics. Pastor will be using it before you realize the thing is off. But you just remove the thing from charge.
You know what's funny here? Nobody actually really knows this behind the scene. I never knew that, like, you could charge it the way you give it to pastor and it just somehow goes off. Because we were always wondering why, like, you guys always had a problem. Like, because we're like, didn't you guys prepare for this? But hearing from you that you guys had prepared there, but still, some way, somehow. Please continue.
So it has been an amazing journey, a very, very amazing journey. And to talk about the times where, I mean, the phase where pastor had to do multiple services, and now we had to journey from campus to the studio to have the session.
The journey, how to explain this? We had to furiously drive. No, because that kind of driving, I had to say, I could see the way he could glide through, because we could probably end a midweek about 9 or about 9:10, and we shoot the the Altar of Answered Prayers in the studio here. So now the journey has to be made in less than 5 minutes to the apartment to do it. It's like,
very true. Very true.
It has been something, like, because the speed you guys even used to set down from service to appear here. So Jeffrey, I think you have something to even say.
You know, one thing that always baffles me is sometimes I ask myself, why? Because sometimes looking at the challenges that come up, there are enough reasons for you to decide, oh, let's just move it to another day. But I want to go still. I remember, like, because, and you get to understand the why when after the session, he gives the word, and someone in a particular condition comes to give that clarification because they're going through something. One major thing, when I knew this thing was spiritual, because I'm usually here in the studio where the prayer was supposed to happen at 9.
Yes.
They didn't turn off the lights. Around 8:50 or 8:55, then they decided to turn off the lights, and it wasn't coming. Okay. And for me to know that this thing is really spiritual, do you know that, okay, I didn't go with them when they went to the new venue, but then immediately pastor ended the prayers, the lights came back on. Immediately ended the prayers, the lights came back on. There was even this other day that they turned off the lights, and then we go a new place. We're leaving to go and pray over there.
I remember that day.
They turned on the lights.
Yes,
So I called that, the lights are back. When they came back, the lights went back off. And then it's just been...
Actually, that day, when the call came in, we had gotten to TF. So we are already we are already on campus to do the thing. It's a Jeffrey call, and we had to turn. When we turn, we go to Wisconsin, the 10 has gone off again. So now at this point, I was thinking, are we turning back again, or we are hoping that when we come here, the lights will be back on?
Good.
Even to the point where when there were no venues, or if they give lights out, a hotel that charges, I think, 2,000 cedis just for that 1 hour. Pastor is willing for us to go that extra mile for us to pray, and then him impact the lives of people, and it has been just so beautiful. I mean, if you watch, I actually saw a video of those times, like a personal recording that I took, and you can see that like there has been so much increase in quality in everything all around in the prayers. I mean, they are so what if you are here on site is just so beautiful. I mean,
and there is this experience. I think the people who are in the team will can relate well with me. You see,
don't worry, we'll give me that team a segment because you guys have a lot to say.
in some of the sessions, you have to keep your eye on pastor to make sure that, like, you have to be alert because the thing is streaming live, and now pastor will be praying, and sometimes you'll be looking at him and pastor will say, don't be distracted, guess he was praying. Immediately you start praying, like something can happen, and I don't know if you know what I mean. So this thing is, I don't know.
You know what's even amazing for me? Like, so Jeffrey was saying that the why, because we could have times where, I remember there was this one time that the meeting started around like 9:45, and you'll be thinking this one, the pastor will postpone it to, but in that 9:45, those less than 15 minutes, pastor will give a word, and there's someone on the call who, like, probably that was the person's last, and the person received that word for their life. And like Sir Jeffrey said, the why, what's the motivating factor is the people, because people have been so blessed from this altar.
And I also remember that period when it was like everyone is like, when you're sending the link to someone, they said, "Oh, this person has already sent
exactly.
it to me."
Yes,
It's like you don't know what's happening. There's just something that's moving. Like it's just, and you could see the hand of God right through from the start. You could see the hand of God right through from the start, and the things that the lives this altar. One of my favorite times in prayer is like, "Oh earth, hear me as I hear the Lord." You will not receive. Like it's just so, like, you just know that this thing that I'm doing, it is sorting so many things out. And the number of evil that the altar has averted, the number of good things the altar has brought to people, and the testimonies, you could see people's there are times where people share testimony, like their mothers, who ideally, because they are older and things, it's like, okay, if you need a friend, get on your knees now. And then you see this, and even on campus, you could, a lot of Higher Life members are laser legs, and then I hear you could even hear someone shout amen when you are coming from night market.
Oh, it's true.
Because they desire to see something.
If you've ever joined the other answer prayers, Lisa Legs, it's just amen. I receive it. The whole Lisa Legs, you'll be terrified.
We are taking all over campus.
I think my brother once told me that he was scared of Higher Life members because he said, which prayer you praying that you touch the floor? He said he didn't understand. He said he was there and somebody was holding the floor. I said, hey, what's going on? I was like, share, oh earth.
There was one time I went, I can't remember, level 100s had come in and I was doing my invitations and I was like, oh, I wanted to invite the person for a prayer. So it was like, oh, I have my prayers be that I join at 9 o'clock. So yeah, that one day, I'm sorry, I cannot. So I was like, let me still send you. When I was sending to him, I'm like, which prayers is that? He said, oh, altar of ancestors. That's how like God had extended our influence for many people to know. And so, this being 1 year, it has been 1 year of testimonies, 1 year of the goodness of, 1 year of mind-blowing things.
I think I've also had an experience like that before. I remember one of the days, I think it was Wednesday.
Yes.
So because I'm in Legon Church 1, Wednesday, that's when I have my midweek service. So after the service, I had to go and pick something up from someone. And I was running down the staircase to go and take the thing and rush to come to the apartment because Pastor had already left and the session had started. I got down there on the staircase. Someone has earpiece in their ears. The person is shouting, amen, amen. I'm like, hey.
It shocks you.
It's just so serious.
Oh, it's because even what the fact that the times that the lights go out here, we have to go to Grand Star Hotel. You see,
I think we've even hosted it.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot. We even hosted it in my house. Yes. Oh goodness. Thank you God for the privilege. I think when the lights went off one time, I got a call. Say, Femi, we need a place to hold the prayers. I was like, okay, you give me a few minutes. Check. Before you come and see. Dun, 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 dun. Hey! Honestly, it's been a journey of relentlessness because you see, one thing I realized was that we're following pastor is that he'll do it regardless. One God has said he's there. Because the grandstand one day, the way the road was bad there, and when it rains, you see the way when you're going is down. Yeah. Then we'll just go up. Then we'll go because I know some people never saw these sites. All they did was they saw it connected and they were texting us. Oh, Sir Jeffrey, we did not start the prayer. Oh, Sir Jeffrey, when do they start? They just be asking the questions. So, but when you are behind the scenes and you see what's happening, you realize that
I think sometimes they're even wondering, maybe day one we are using the backdrop. Day two, before you know, we are somewhere else, a different whole thing.
Exactly. We even had to use the SRC Union building, all sorts of things. And they are there giving, oh, there's no sound. And she says something's hot.
And let me talk for my brothers, the technical thing. You see, some of the challenges we face also is that sometimes, maybe the beginning, there might be a little bit error, with, like the sound might be low, and now the error will be corrected. But someone is now joining the call. Do you understand?
From the past.
From the past. And the person is still commenting, no sound. And when pastor looks on the chat, he's like, brother, why is the sound low? And when we check the thing too, the thing is high. So please, to everyone out there, when you connect to the live stream, please go to the current session live, so that you don't keep on typing no sound. We are monitoring from our side also.
Oh, technical video. I said, let's hear from you.
It's so amazing, the lot of answered prayers, and I believe if you remember, there should be a time where I think this week is a week where you should, if you've not tried an on-site, you can try one.
Exactly.
Because you realize that the environment here, when that, it's like something comes here when it's time. And after the period, you just know that something was here, something different. Some of these things is it's not really explainable with words, but then you just know that there is something different. There's something there's a different aura, there's a different presence. A man of God comes with, it's just so different. And thinking back 1 year of speaking in tongues consistently from Mondays to Wednesdays, 1 year of shouting my loudest amen, 1 year of earth, 1 year of terminating things. Oh God, thank you so much for this great privilege to be in High Life Church. Thank you so much for giving me a man of God like my man of God, Pastor Stephen. And to everyone watching, I believe you know the requirements for this particular week being 1 year and what we are supposed to do. And you shouldn't slack on that at all. Anytime a vision is given, there are people who run with the vision, and as members, or once there's one thing, sometimes because you've seen your testimony already, it's like everything is fine. But then one thing is that there's someone else in your contacts list. There's someone else you know who needs the link so that they also experience this dimension of God. How can you explain someone having a swelling foot for months and a man of God declares it the moment the person joins the call, and then the next day the thing that has been swollen for months now dries up just the next day? So the power on the altar is really real, and I would like to thank you, Pastor, for your commitment. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Pastor. Say.
Thank you, Pastor, for this wonderful opportunity. No, he forgot to do something. Yes. So we're here with the final session, and we have here Papa Alta with us. Yes, this man is a walking testimony, living testimony, and now he coordinates the testimonies. I mean, which kind of testimony is this? It's a big testimony. Papa Alta, talk to us.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. I'd like to use this opportunity to thank Pastor Say as well, and then my senior cell leader. So before, I was listening to the session, and when they were sharing the media experiences, one experience came to my mind. So I was on site here, and then Sir Sandy was behind the stream.
Yes.
And then Pastor was like, all cell leaders, get your people connected.
Yes.
So he was the only one sitting behind the stream. And then when Pastor said that, he also stood up and he was going. Then Pastor stopped the prayer and was like, young man, where are you going? Like, it was so funny. It was so funny. And then he had to come back and then continue. It was doing.
We have to give a big shout out to Sir Sandy.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Sandy, thank you so
wherever
much.
you are,
Sandy, yes.
we thank you so much for your tireless effort towards the prayers, the online streams. Like, honestly, all these streams could not have come our way without your involvement, because the heat he has taken. Hey!
You know, I just remember something. There was a time where we were having this session, and I think that time we were using MTN to stream.
Yes.
And now the network will just go off.
Yes.
And Pastor will ask Sir Sandy, what's the problem?
Yes.
And Sir Sandy will be like, say please the network. And Pastor doesn't understand that language. It's like, the network, like, get it fixed. And Sir Sandy is also thinking, it's not me. What should I do?
Speaking tongues.
Like, this thing, it has been an amazing journey. An amazing journey.
Yeah, but I mean, before that, so Sir Jeffrey and then Sir Femi really helped me a lot. So when they came into my life, it was around that period. That was the period I became the manager of the Altar of Answered Prayers. Yes, and then I mean that time. So those days I used to like connect and things, and then the Altar of Answered Prayers also helped me in believing in what the man of God was doing, because Pastor used to give words, and then after the confirmations that come, it was mind-blowing. Yes. It was so super. When Sir Jeffrey was talking about the testimony of the girl that needed the money, like, I'm like, those times it was super amazing. It was super amazing. The testimonies were lots. You see so many testimonies, 9 to 10 p.m. prayers, 9 to 10 p.m. prayers. It wasn't Altar of Answered Prayers. And then that's when Pastor, created a group where Lois and myself and Lilima, like, they made us the managers. And from that time, I remember when we were trying to name the Altar of Answered Prayers, there were so many names they were posting. Like, I was laughing myself because the names, you cannot even mention it. It wasn't simple.
Somebody said Shakaina.
It wasn't simple. It wasn't simple. But then, along the line, we got the name, and then, this is how far we've come, because we were on Zoom, and now we moved to YouTube now, and now even family prayers will be showing on Aoap TV, so you can see we've really come a long way. We've really come a long way.
From WhatsApp to Zoom to YouTube, then to TV. Yes. Wow.
And then,
wow.
And then we, for the testimonies, is too mind blowing. I mean, you can see the testimonies they play after every session. You go to the Instagram page, you see, like, the testimonies are super amazing, because every time we are getting testimonies. Every time we are getting, like, in a week we can record like over 30 testimonies. And these things are very beautiful. You don't see this like everywhere. You don't see this everywhere.
Like you see, say Manuel, you know, some of the testimonies we get when, like, it really blows my mind because like the quantity and the quality of testimonies we can get like in a week. I'm saying some people, this is their yearly spread of testimonies, and they just go and remember those testimonies, but we can get them in one day, 1 week. Then, because see, last week Sunday we had amazing testimonies to share, but this Sunday we have another amazing new set of testimonies. Then the following one, it's like the testimonies just find a way to keep on coming to the ministry. However way they will enter into the church. Yes. Testimonies every single time. The dead will rise.
You know, one time I was thinking, the management is pushing that the people who share their testimonies make video testimonies of them.
Please make a video testimony.
And I'm thinking from now and where we'll be going, if all these videos are being compiled, like it will be crazy.
It will be crazy.
A lot.
It will be crazy.
Say Igbo's compiled one testimony list there. I think it was between a period of like a month.
Yes.
It had like over 73 testimonies on it too. In a period of 73. If all the 73 do videos stop.
It was like 23rd of 27th of July to 23rd of August. Yes.
73.
Yes, 73 testimonies. I mean,
testimonies are not small. Oh God, I disorder. Then you go and check PCOS, and you're like, it's like the things we saw by we coming together to do miracle service, and we saw this testimony, that testimony, and God took that same grace and gave it to us every day. Every day, things that you've never heard about. Yesterday, pastor mentioned a condition. I don't want to go and mention a condition. I mean, I don't want no tongue twister. I would have written it here if I wanted to mention it. Me, the accommodative, they are looking at me. Let me just say that. A look at me that was healed recently. It was even amazing, but I mean, all of answered prayers and has been changing lives.
Oh,
wow.
Yes. You know, sometimes some people even send testimonies. Maybe the word came like 2 or 3 months ago. There was no confirmation. Now they send a testimony. I'm like, wow. So you see, that was where I got to know that anything pastor says, it's not like it's from his head. You understand?
Yes.
There are things that are happening because sometimes he can say something and then he'll be like, this one there. But you know,
I remember Pastor gave a word on the call and he was like, someone, you're addicted to eating your body. He mentioned it on the call. And I'm there, I'm like, hey, this is serious.
You see, when you hear him say those things, like sometimes it even sounds funny, like all those things. But you see, if the confirmation doesn't even come today, you see, in some months time, the person will come and share testimony and be like, Pastor mentioned this condition on the call.
It was the same thing for the lady with the fluid that was coming out from her breast.
Yes.
Pastor gave a word during the 9 to 10. She mentioned how Pastor gave the word.
Yes.
The next day, when she woke up and checked, the fluid still coming from her breast.
Yeah.
That one, she had galactorrhea. So that was even she didn't share that testimony. Later on, months later, during a miracle service, Pastor says there's people here that even have been healed and they've not come out. And the person shouts. So like you said, what she said is very accurate because Pastor will give the word there. The person is not on site. The person doesn't say online. So we are all like, what's happening? The months later, the Holy Spirit catches the person. Oh, God, it's amazing.
And it's really beautiful. But I mean, going forward, when you get testimonies, please do also do video testimonies. So the moment you get a testimony, just record the video and send it to any of the numbers that, I mean, we show on the screen during the prayers. Do a testimony video and send it immediately. It is very important because the videos people make, I mean, they are reaching people and people are also joining because of the video. So please, when you get testimony, do all to just send a video. Just avoid the typing because sometimes some people really type a lot. Meanwhile, you could have summarized it in a very short video for us, you understand? Because the moment the testimony is very long, there are so many testimonies, so 73 testimonies, only your testimony alone, and we have to read it for like 5 minutes, you know. But if you do a video in like 3 minutes, and then we also get the opportunity to see the person, the person will be able to describe it very well to us, for us to understand how serious the thing is, you understand? Because once you type it, sometimes you omit some things when you are typing. You can't express yourself in the typing. So please, when you get a testimony, just do the video. I mean, the typing, you can do that one later, but we want the video first, and then later you can send in the typed one so that we can share that one. But the videos are very important to us going forward.
I think the members do well and a good job with making the video testimonies. And I believe if they educate or tell their invitees on the need to make the video testimonies, it will really help the team. Because the members, they know why they have to do the testimonies, but the people they invite, they get the testimonies and like they don't have the right understanding on why they have to make the video. Maybe some of them will be shy and all those things. But then if you make them know that, okay, you making this video will help someone also bag a testimony and explain to them the spirituality about it, I mean, they'll be open to do it. So let's educate our invitees on the need to make video testimonies. If sometimes they say, I don't have a good phone or something like that, you just, when the media team or the team for the Altar of Answered Prayers reach out to you, please avail yourself so that they can make the video and make things beautiful. Yes, please.
Yes, thank you very much. I mean, he has said it all. The videos are very important. So please do well to make the videos. Because, you know, the Altar of Answered Prayers, like, we just began. You understand? We just began very soon, like, all over the place, all over the country. And then, I mean, your videos alone will also give us the location you're in for, because obviously we'll be having like an on-site like program where pastor will be seated, and then, I mean, everything that happens online will be happening on-site, face-to-face with you. So the more you keep on sending your videos, we get to know that, oh, we are looking at USA, we are looking at Canada, we are looking at, I mean, Nigeria, everywhere, Kumasi, Tamale, everywhere, you understand? Yeah, so please do all to send the videos. The videos are very important because going forward, we need your videos in order to push the Altar of Answered Prayers. And please, let's do all to invite people to connect to the Altar of Answered Prayers, because you are receiving testimonies. Don't sit on it. Spread the good news to the people of the world, you understand? So we'll end the session here, and then please get ready as Pastor is coming to sit down to declare amazing words on our lives. But get your expectations ready and then pay attention when he's on. Thank you very much.
Okay, before we end, I would like to say a very big thank you to Pastor on behalf of the media team and the technical team for giving us this great privilege to be a part of this move of God. It's such a great privilege to serve in the house of God. Thank you so much, Pastor. Say.
Thank you.